What's your plan for 2024? Have you made a plan? Are you ready with your changes for your life? Or are you happy where you're at? So each one of us is in a different place. So I just want to have you examine yourself and say, okay, and I'm examining myself at the same time. Am I happy with my finances? Am I happy in my health, emotionally, mentally? Am I happy with the goals I have achieved this year? Do I want more for next year? Is it obtainable? These are all questions that we kind of reflect on as the year goes from one to the other. But really, it's a second that divides it, not even a microsecond that divides each moment in time. So today I want to talk to you about you being your own solution. I am the God in me. The God in me, I am the solution. Without God, I can do nothing. Hi, my name is Lillian McDermott, and I am a certified life coach and the host of the Lillian McDermott radio show Classroom. If this is the first time that you've come into the classroom, this is the last class of the year, the last live or premiere class of the year of 2023. And if you watch this in 2024 or 2025 or after, if we're still on the internet, know that this is applicable today as it is every second of our life. Every second. We can do a do-over at any time. So if this is the first time that you are tuning in, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams, which is what we all want anyway. We want to live the life that we were meant to live. So many times I'm told, well, I feel like a fat woman trapped in a skinny body, or a skinny woman trapped in a fat body, or a man trapped in a woman's body, or a woman trapped in a man's body. The operative word here, the word that we need to look at is trapped. And the only person that has entrapped you is you. You're the only one that has the power to do that. So today we're going to end all those myths that for some reason the past is holding us captive, that the future is making us anxious, that whatever is going to happen in the world, which we don't know, we don't know is going to happen in the world, but God knows. And if we believe in God's protection and we believe in God's mercy and that God wins, then we need to be about creating the life God intended us to create. So yes, this sounds like a bit of a smackdown, right? Because it is what it is. We hold ourselves back, and we hold ourselves, we hold everybody else accountable but ourselves. And so it is time. The gig is up. You can text people and say, you did this to me and you did that to me, and I'm perfect and you're not perfect. And you can do all those things. But the only person you can change, the only person you can control is you. That's it. And by the way, what you see in others is exactly who you are. So if you're texting someone how horrible they are or insensitive or whatever, just know that you are holding a mirror to you. And people who know this work and have done this work know this. And we also need to look at ourselves in the mirror. This is not a one-sided thing, or I'm evolved and you're not evolved, or can you always be so evolved? So today we're going to talk about this evolution of pointing fingers and only seeing the ones that are pointing out and not the ones that are pointing inwards. Today is about being part of the solution. So what are the goals? that you have achieved for 2023. And now you're looking at 2024. Are you kicking the can to 2025 already? Well, we haven't even celebrated the birth of our Lord. We have not done that yet. And to me, Christmas begins on the 25th. I celebrate from the 25th to the 6th. So you will see the best of from this point on, because these are hand selected to make a difference year after year after year, along with my favorite music to sing to. And so just recently, I had a conversation with a fan, someone who follows the classroom, also follows Dr. Lorraine Day, which, by the way, today's the last day. Today's the last day that you can get, oh, actually, it's the 21st. I believe it's the 21st that I said, I'll just make it for the 21st. That gives you an extra day to put your name in the winner's basket. We're giving away, in honor of Dr. Lorraine Day's life, we're giving away a DVD of 100 lessons from the Exodus. Just text me at 407-373-5959. Let me know that you want to be added to the winner's basket on the 21st. I'm just going to give it, I'm going to put a 21st, I think it was the 21st. We're going to put the name, we're going to pick a name, and I will let you know if you win. So if you are out of the country, and let's say you live in Canada or India and you want the DVD, then all you have to do is pay for the shipping and it is yours. This is a $105 value. Or actually it's invaluable, but the retail value that we placed on it is $105. So it's a gift in honor of Dr. Lorraine Day. Please tell your friends about it. If you do not want to pay for the shipping, then you are welcome. I will give you the online version of it. That way you don't have to pay for anything. So if you're in the United States, shipping is included. So here we are we're just like at the edge of the mountain, looking at the precipice. We're looking at what is there, what's ahead, what's coming ahead. We don't know what that is, but the only thing that we can control is how we view it, what the plans we make, and really truly looking at ourselves, not trying to change everybody else, but change yourself. This is the year of changing yourself, not anyone else. When I do this class, I take on all the information, I work on myself, and still that is not enough. We continue to be moved to that next level and that next level. Because if you think you're done growing and that you know it all, put a chalk line around you, because you are dead. You're just dead. What good is life if you give up on learning at this point in your life? Keep learning, keep growing, and keep looking at yourself. I know I do. I know I do. And sometimes it is so difficult to do because we want to be right about everything in our life. We want to be right about being wrong too. These contracts that we make with people that breathe death onto us when we were kids, that breathe impossibilities to us, that we're not enough, all those things, those are the contracts we hold dear till today, saying that, oh, if I do this, then I won't, who's going to listen? Who's going to want to do this? Who's going to want to follow? Who's going to want to come? And the reality is that when you get rid of those contracts in your mind, and you can just be free to be wrong sometimes, free to make mistakes, which are growth opportunities, free to just see the other person at their highest, as opposed to trying to catch them in their lowest fault, always. So I want to encourage this I am the solution mentality from this point on. From this point on, if you haven't adopted it, because if there's anything happening in your life, do not give your power away and expect somebody else to solve your problems, because they're solutions that we're seeking. And once you find the solution, and the solution is an acronym. And by the way, on February 3rd, we're going to have incredible and that's 2024, February 3rd, we're going to come together with experts and vendors, and we're going to learn and grow, and we're going to learn how to achieve everything that we want to achieve, whether it's our health, a better career, a better relationship, products that help us be pain-free. Just so much that is out there that is being suppressed. And the reason why it's suppressed is because someone, the higher someone, and I'm not talking about the higher God, but the higher someone, the 1% wants us to continue to rely on them for their medications, for money, for getting bailed out, for whatever it is. But that independence that we seek is from them, not from God. God, we seek that dependence on God, and God, because God is expansive. There is no limit to God. There's now a connection that will help us for the rest of our life, for the rest of our life. So what does solution? Solution is I am is the God in me. Without that God, I could do nothing. So the solution is an acronym, and the S stands for shift. So we need to shift from one place to the other. So if I have a negative mindset, I need to shift to a positive mindset. If I'm a gloom and doom mindset, then I get to be hopeful mindset. And this shift, I teach you guys how to shift from being a negative Nelly to a positive Penny. So just keep in mind that everything in life, there's another side to everything in life. There's a different perspective in everything in life. And when you find yourself depressed or anxious, just know that you can shift out of that at any time. And that is something that we learn through the I Am the Solution workshops and the summit, Natural Health Summit, that we're doing on February 3rd, that I hope you get your tickets, because there's $24 off until December 31st. So if you're planning on coming to this event, please save the money. You know, I love a good deal. So S is about shifting. O is about getting organized. So all of this solution for 2024 is, how do I create my goals? Well, the second thing you need to do is, organize yourself, make a plan, create that plan. And the L is for, and I'm going to go through these quickly because I've done classes on this before, and we can do a workshop. I can't remember when the workshop is, but if you go to my website, you will find out. Well, I'll probably find it out before the end of the class. I will tell you. I will have that particular date. And it is the 23rd through 25th of February. That's if we decide that we're going to continue. I'm thinking about breaking it into small pieces and then doing one day and on a Saturday for just a day, then the next, and just breaking it down and making smaller 3-hour sessions. So that's the thought right now, but moving forward, I don't know how I'm going to do that. But these are things that you can do to get yourself organized, is that you attend a workshop that helps you compartmentalize the things that you want to change and organize and make different and new. Because remember, everything that we go through in life is a gift and a lesson. So that brings us to the L in solution, the first L, or the only L. And but when I say the first L, is because there are two things that are important in this L. So the first one is, we need to be open to learn everything we possibly can, not just about how to defeat somebody else, but how to work with people to create win-win in your life, to create the things that you want. So the first L is for learning. The same L, the second use for the L is love. Everything that you do in love. Create that loving atmosphere in everything you do. And if there's not that desire to feel loving, or then look within yourself, because your ego is driving you. The ego is driving you, and the ego does not want you to be happy at all. It does not. It wants you to be miserable. It wants you to be unhappy. It wants you to compare with others and feel just, like you're not enough. And so just make sure that you strive for everything that you do out of love. So first is shifting, which is the S. Then the O is to get organized. And then the L is to learn and love. And then U is urgent. Life is urgent. I've been a coach since 2012. And it is amazing how many people think tomorrow is promised. Tomorrow isn't promised. So if there's anything that you need to do that is urgent, do it now. Do it today. When Blake, my little boy, who's now 33, was a little boy, we used to have this acronym, Ohio, and it's only handle it once. And so take care of it now. Now is the only time that you have. Tomorrow is a lie. It's actually the lie of the deceiver. Like, tomorrow I'll call tomorrow. I'll say thank you tomorrow. What if that person is gone the next day? So those are things that creating of urgency. So let's move on to the next, which is T, which is our thoughts. And this is another one that has two identifications with the one T. So thoughts, again, that shift that we talked about, the shifting of our thoughts, those are the things that we get to take a look at. Those are the things we get to shift. Those are the things that we get to organize and make loving in our life. So these all work together. The solution acronym works all together for the greater good. It's my Romans 8. Everything works for the greater good. So when you are, if your thoughts are negative, then it's time to shift. If your thoughts are positive, then that's great, but are they realistic? And don't think that because it's the worst case scenario, it's realistic. It's the best case scenario as well. So we get to look at both and prepare. Just, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago, I did a class on the fear setting and goal setting and all those things for 2024. So it'll land in all of this as well. When you go back there and watch that class and the goal setting for 2024, some of this information is also in there, but you can, I go into a lot more depth when it comes to that particular class. So urgent is you. So we went to T, which is thoughts. And then the other use for the T is trust the process. Just know that a lot of people, they always ask me, how do I know I made the right decision? How did I know I took the right step? How do I know? And the answer to that question is simple. Because you took it, because you did it, because that is the choice you made. Everything that you choose is a gift and a lesson. So whether it was the right thing to do for you and to live happily ever after, and it was a quick fix of what you needed to do, is not the point. The point is how did you work it through? How did you see it through? So you take that step, you still take that step every day until you realize, man, there's another way to do this step. Now I get to do another step because I've got experience now from the first time I took this step. And now everything falls in line. So while you're taking these steps, you make decisions of, is this good? Not good. So then you change and you shift and you organize and you go and you follow the solution process, that process that you go through. So trusting the process, that even if the choice you made leads to a growth opportunity, that's great. You had a growth opportunity. But remember, every decision you make affects someone around you. It may even affect a stranger, like driving drunk. That choice that someone makes could affect a stranger and their family and the ripple effect. So make sure that you think things through, and you trust the process for whatever is going on in your life, whether you like it or not. There's going to be a blessing attached to it, because anytime that there's a growth opportunity, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to give and share, then that's a step worth taking. Some come at a higher price than others, and I'm not saying driving drunk is a step worth taking. The experience, what comes after that, that is the journey that you get to learn from and grow from. Even though it's a terrible decision, the growth that comes from learning and growing of what the consequences are in everything in life, that right there is something that we need to harness and find, oh, wow, this was a horrible thing. However, look at what I gained. Look at what I learned. Look at what I've been able to accomplish. And I hear that from people that faced really difficult times, even went to jail, and came out of it a blessed person, a person who knows what it's like to be imprisoned, and never, ever wanting that ever again. Yesterday, we talked about the patterns in our lives. And please watch the class with Dr. Michelle Amasa Dawson on this. How can we stop these patterns from coming up in our life over and over again? How can we do that? So that class is an amazing class to be able to figure out, what are these patterns that I keep running into? What are these patterns of friends that I keep choosing, boyfriends, girlfriends, significant others that I keep choosing? What are the patterns? And that's the only way that you'll be able to be your own solution. The I am, the God in you, and you are able to create something different and new that is pleasing. So let's recall so far. Shift, S. O, organize. L, learn and love. U, urgent. T, trust, and our thoughts and our mind. Now, I also has two. The first one is invitation. Always be invitation, especially when it's a growth process. Invite people to your growth process. Invite people. You invite people to your party all the time. And if they don't show up, you're not going to be going, I can't believe they didn't show up. You'll be celebrating with the people that do show up. So always be invitation, and always think outside of what could happen if I do invite, even if they didn't deserve to be invited. What will I gain from this? What lessons, what can I give outside of my ego into my essence? How can I give that? So invitation is always so important. Even if you think they're not going to join you, give that person an opportunity to say yes or no. Say yes or no. Because if you don't invite, then you take away that option for them to say yes or no. If you don't invite, it's always a no. But give a person opportunity to grow with you. So that's the first I. So the second one is intuition. We were all blessed with an intuition that is beyond any AI capability. We know everything. Our body knows everything. Our mind knows everything that's happening. That's why you can have a conversation and all of a sudden you hear a word at a distance, and that word, you can hear everything from that moment on, because your body needs to absorb it. Or that you say, you know what? And I'm not talking about fear. I am talking about intuition. It's a knowing that comes from boldness, that you say, you know what? I am not going to do this. I don't know why, but I cannot do this, or I will do it no matter what. I said yes to it, and I am going to do it because that's what my intuition is telling me to do. So Don't use the word intuition falsely with fear. Like, oh, my intuition tells me I should not go because, something bad could happen to me. No, because I'm fearful about doing this or that. No, I'm talking about your intuition. Your intuition says yes, or your intuition says no, and follow it. Make sure it comes from love rather than fear. That is the difference between fear and making a decision out of fear or making a decision out of your intuition. Your intuition will always be a decision made from love. Fear and saying no or saying yes out of fear is something that will never lead you to where you want to go. So use your intuition through your essence, which is love, and you will always be guided 100% spot on. No different than if you were to say, body, what is happening in my life right now? What is going on? Is this a good choice? Is this not a good choice? Your body will tell you yes or no, but only when it is based out of love. Like people come to me and say, I don't know why this is happening. And I say, but what if you did know? Well, I don't know. But what if you did know? What would it be? And they'll sit there and they'll sit there and they'll go, because of this. Yes, that's your intuition speaking. When you're curious about what is really truly happening, that is your intuition. Trust it. Spot on all the time. Now, if you don't trust your intuition, then there's a lot more work that you need to do. There's other work that you need to do. It's like, what is keeping you from that trust? And that's where I come in as a coach, and others. Go to a counselor, or whoever, your best friend, whoever it is, but never, ever, ever seek counsel from someone who is going to be fear-driven as well. You want someone that can coach you with boldness and love as opposed to fear. Okay, so that was I, was invitation and intuition. O is opportunity. Opportunity is everywhere. Opportunity. So when you look at something through the eyes or the perspective of opportunity, it is a lot different than looking at through the eyes of fear, or looking at through the eyes of lack, looking at it as, oh, who's going to pick me? That's fear. So when you look at opportunity, why not you? Why can't you do it? Why can't you create the 2024 that you've always wanted? Your life that you wanted, the 2025, 2026, or if a goal takes longer than a year, people say, oh, I'm too old. It's going to take me 3 years to get my degree, or 4 years to get me my degree, or to get my doctorate. It's going to take this. But guess what? The time's going to go by no matter what. But at the end of the 3 years, at the end of the 4 years, you have what you want, which is your goal, which is your whatever it is that you want to achieve. Just know that time is going to go by. Never, ever use time as a reason why you're not doing something. Never use that time, that excuse of time. Or he won't let me, or she won't let me, or I am too old, or I am not enough, or I don't know how to do it. All those excuses just are based out of fear. But trust me when I tell you that when you and the God in you align to what it is that you want, it is amazing how the solutions come to you. They come to you because you're ready and it is time. Then the last one is N, which is needs. So many times we look at what everybody else needs. As mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a coach, I think of others first sometimes, but I force myself, and I force myself in a loving way, to do things for me. Like and I just had this conversation with someone I love, that if you are with somebody who doesn't like to do things that you like to do, Let's say, for example, you like to be out in nature. They don't like to be in nature. You like to dance. They don't like to dance. You like to have fun. They like to stay home and be a homebody. Sometimes we make ourselves small to fit into that person's world. But the reality is, you will grow to resent that person and blame them for everything that goes wrong in your life because you're not taking care of yourself. If you like to dance, dance. If you like to love, love. If you like to move, move. If you like to be outside, be outside. But also find things that you have in common with that other individual. So once a week, which is time right now, I give myself a manicure and pedicure. I know that sounds silly, but I like to do it. Once in a while, I'll go and get it done, but I like to do it myself. And the reason why I do it myself is because I can do it. I can do it, and I'm usually watching a movie or something. I'm multitasking, or I'm doing something that I love. Watch something that I love. But figure something out. Going for a walk on the beach, that is my thing. I love to do that. Sometimes I don't do it enough because I'm too busy, or something is happening in my life that keeps me from doing whatever it is that I want to do. But the reality is that without all the excuses of why I cannot have what I want, or why I cannot meet my needs, when I take out all the excuses, it's only you that is there. It is only you that's keeping you. And if you want to spend time with another person, and that's what's keeping you from doing things that you like, then figure out ways that you can do both. Because there's a lot of people in our lives that we don't share 100% of what we love to do. But it's up to you to figure out how you're going to make that happen. Are you living the life that you want? Are you living the life of your dreams? And the answer to that may be yes, maybe no. But whatever it is that you are wanting to achieve, you can do this. You have every capable ounce of the I am in you that I do. But what will it take? Will it take for you to take a class? Will it take for you to find a mentor? Will it take for you to get a coach? What will it take? That's the question that is part of the solution as you shift out of that mentality that is holding you back. You get organized, you learn to love and love, realize that life is urgent, your thoughts and your trust. You need to trust the process, keep your thoughts pure, the way that, that you can know that you can build as opposed to destroy with your thoughts. And oh, how can I do this? How can I? So keep those thoughts pure. Invitation, and trust your intuition. And then there's opportunity. See everything as an opportunity. Even going to a party with a bunch of strangers that you didn't want to go meet. There's an opportunity there to have a wonderful conversation, to meet someone incredible, to learn from someone, to grow with someone, to just have laughter. There's always an opportunity. And then last, needs. That's what we were talking about just now, the needs. And so what are those needs? And who or what are the circumstances driving this need or the story that is in your head? Because that's all it is. It's all there. When I was going through the process of transformation, which I still am, I remember people would use this language incredibly wrong. They would use it to manipulate you, the other person, by saying, I'm good, I figured it out, you don't have your crap together. And that's your stuff, it's all in your head, but they take no ownership of it. So if that sounds like you, it's time. It's time to stop looking at everybody else's circumstances and everybody else's story, because the only story in your head is yours about somebody else's judgment. So the only way that 2024 is going to be fearless for you, is going to be phenomenal for you, is if you stop judging yourself through others. Did I say that right? Did you get that? Judging yourself through others, because you see in others who you are. So if you're seeing the worst in people, you've got to look at the worst in you. If you're accusing people, then you got to start learning how to trust yourself. If everybody else is wrong, then you got to start looking at, why do you must be right? So there's a shift everywhere. There's a shift. And that person's going to keep presenting themselves to you until you do the work within yourself. You can hide behind the work and say, oh, that's your story. Oh, that's your crap. Oh, I'm perfect. You're the one that needs to grow. No, it doesn't work that way. I heard that in my life and my family. You change. No, you change. I'm not going to change. You change. Those are the words that I heard my parents yell at each other. 70 years later, they're still together. But they didn't want to change. Neither one of them. They wanted to change the other person. Talk about teachers. They're my great teachers. And interestingly enough, my whole life was about change with my parents. It was about wherever they moved to, we would move to. Even in the middle of my senior year, I moved. Whatever my parents wanted, that's what we would do. And hey, that's the prerogative of the parent to make these decisions and make these choices. But at what point do you stop the madness and say, I'm going to end this? This ends here because I am a generational pattern shifter. It's really easy to follow in line with the footsteps of your family. And it's difficult at times to take a stand and say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. And they'll make fun of you. They will, but they'll come around 20 years later. They'll come around. They made fun of me. Everybody made fun of me. Gluten-free, dairy-free before it was popular. And now many of them are dairy-free and gluten-free. Even though they made fun of me. But that's okay. I've lived my journey of 20 plus years of being gluten and dairy-free. So whatever it takes, don't let anyone keep you from those dreams. Don't care about what other people think of you. Think more about what God thinks of you. Those are all the things that are so important when it comes to making the changes that you want to make in your life. So with that in mind, I want to encourage you to, because we talked about a lot of things. The I Am the Solution Natural Health Summit is one of them. Go to whenyouneedafriend.com, check out the pop-up, and please get your ticket before 2024. So December 31st, 2023, that is the last day you can get at a $24 discount for 2024, $24 off your purchase, whether it's a VIP pass or a regular admission. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time for self-exploration, for learning things that you may or may not know. We're going to have Dr. Thomas Levy. We're going to have Dr. Joel Furman and more. And we might have Dr. Bradley Nelson as well with Jean to come to our event. I don't know, but that is, we're trying to make things work. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com, get your ticket. It'll be worth, whoever is going to be speaking, it's going to be worth your time. And the vendors that are there are going to be amazing. Last year, we had an incredible first year of the I Am the Solution Natural Health Summit. And this year, 2024 is going to be no different, even better. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com. Check out the conversations there. Check out what we're trying to create here in the classroom. What we're trying to create is something different and new for everyone's life. Not what is new and different for me, may be different for what is different and new for you that you want. So while you're there, please subscribe, like, and follow me on all social media. Let's create everything that we want to create. We need to also check out my sponsors, support the sponsors the way that they're supporting the classroom. As I mentioned before, we're going to be giving on December 21st. I extended it one day. We're going to be giving the 100 lessons of the Exodus in honor of Dr. Lorraine Day. And we just get your name in the winner's basket. Text me at 407-373-5959. Let me know who you are, because that's the only way we're going to put your name on there. So let me know that you want to get into Dr. Day's giveaway. And then that's the start of the process. And then on the 21st, I will call your name out and reach out to you if you are selected. Again, if you would like the DVD and you're out of the country, all you need to do is pay for the shipping, or you can get the online version. So either way, you can also try to win the 100 lessons from the Exodus. Okay, so check out all my Shop Now bag stuff. Make sure that you check it out and support the classroom. Some of the products there are affiliates, some are not. And so make sure that you embrace all of that. We also have, please remember, as far as if you don't want to wait for the giveaway for the 100 lessons from the Exodus, we have a scholarship, and we have a scholarship that will give you $50 off the DVDs, and also will give you $25 off for the online versions of Dr. Lorraine Day. So take advantage of it until the money runs out. But if you need a scholarship, just let me know, and we will allocate the funds that we received from a generous donor, and we will put it towards your purchase. Last but not least, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom. Now, this is a serious conversation. Every year, things get more expensive to run in the classroom. There are people that I need to pay. And if you are thinking about tithing, giving a donation, please consider us as a place where you can help grow. Whether it's your time, your talent, your treasure, just make sure you share this video, put emojis and like and all those things, because when you do all that, the algorithms cannot supersede what you're doing. So make sure that you do all that, take part of being part of the change, and start with you. Let it be with you. So today we're talking about how I am the solution. And you can put your name in there, that I am the solution. So when I say put your name in there, say it yourself. I am the solution. And I say it myself. I am the solution. But the I am is consistent throughout. The I am is God in us. That is the only way that you'll be able to get through this life that is, so strange. It is strange what's happening in the world today. And so the I am is the only way we're going to get through it. The solution, I just went through the acronym solution. There's the workshop, the seminar that we're doing, the I Am the Solution Natural Health Summit, which is February 3rd, 2024. You can get your tickets. You can $24 off your ticket by December 31st, the early registration. So make sure that you are seated in the front row and ready to rock and roll for 2024. So ways to move forward. You are the solution. You and God know the answers to everything you need to do, but you need to move forward. You need to take that first step. You get to take that first step. What it looks like for you may be different than what it looks like for me. But regardless, you get to make that next step. You can't wait for someone to take that step for you or prompt you to do it. This is where you make the choices. You are in choice. You can choose to do it, or you can choose not to do it. Regardless, you are in choice. I know it's a lot easier to blame somebody else for you not having what you have or that you want, but it will lead you nowhere. If you have an addiction, it's time to get rid of the addiction. How can you do the get rid of the addiction? Is by doing the work, the solution work, figuring out what makes you feel that this is bringing joy to your life. How can you replace some of the things that you're doing to create sabotage in your life and make it loving for yourself? You can create chaos and you can create joy. Either way, you're co-creator of that journey. What are you willing to do to change it? I was talking to someone who has an addiction, and I asked, how much money would you save if you got rid of that addiction, or even half the addiction? Just took that addiction and did it in half, cut it in half. And they said a lot. Stop settling. Stop settling for crumbs when you could have everything you want and be joyful. Why are you settling with your health, with your weight, with the person that you call your significant others, with the friends around you that are just like looking forward for the worst thing to happen to you? Family members do that too. They don't want you to succeed, because if you succeed, it might make them look at their flaws. I hate to think that people would think that way, but they do. But you cannot allow that power to drain in their direction. So you get to create what it is that you want. Now, many times, one of the things that holds us back is that we don't want to forgive. We don't want to forgive our exes. We don't want to forgive our bosses. We don't want to forgive our friends. And many times there's an argument and you don't even know what the argument was about, but you want to be right about not wanting that friend anymore. Now, there are friendships that need to be terminated, like stat, especially those friends that keep you in addiction. Those friends that, oh, you think you're all that because you don't want to have a beer with me. Or you think you're all that because you don't want to do that next hit of whatever it is that you know is going to lead to your early death, or to bankruptcy, or to not having enough money from paycheck to paycheck, and then getting into debt, and then that debt grows bigger and bigger, and the next thing you know, it's your debt that's holding you back. We will always find someone or something to hold us back if we don't do the work. So what is the work that you need to do? You need to look at your life as precious and worthwhile. You need to look at your life or yourself as smart, articulate, loving, and capable. Words of not enough is not even there. Now, I will tell you, there are some people that overcompensate for that. I'm not enough. So they're going to be the best at everything. They're going to be the smartest one in the room. There's going to be, and that doesn't work either. Just be yourself. Just be fun and loving and kind. Set yourself up for success. If it's weight loss that you want, then look at it as wanting to be healthy. And what comes with being healthy? I just did a class several weeks ago on staying healthy for the holidays and after. Funny thing is, like right after that, several weeks after that, I got sick, because none of us are exempt. We all need to stay guarded. We all get to do whatever it takes to stay healthy. But you know what happens? One more thing. I'm just going to do one more thing. One more, well, I can sacrifice my sleep. Oh, no, I got to do one more thing. And now I can't sleep because I've let myself go too far. That brings your immune system down. It keeps you from sleeping well at night, and it keeps you reactive instead of proactive. So I ended up catching whatever it is that was going around. But you know what? I still am committed to staying healthy, even if it happened to me. That understanding that all of us are susceptible to anything. That realization makes me take my health for something precious as opposed to for granted. We get to decide how we want to live our life. We get to decide that. And forgiveness is important. Setting ourselves up for success is important. Keeping to our commitments is important. And if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, just know that when you enter 2024, if you don't do something different and new, you will achieve the same thing from the year before and the year before that and the year before that. So what is it going to take for this year? Will it mean that you get to attend one of my workshops, or that you listen to some of the programs over and over and over from the past, which I'm going to have for coming in the while I'm taking a break? I am taking a break. I need to take a break. Loss is an important thing that we need to address in our life. And losing Dr. Day I'm still surprised. And I want to address this really quick before we go, because many people are questioning her lifestyle choices. Her choices that she was for lifestyle, when it came to nutrition and being vegan and all those, that worked for her. It may not work for you. So stop comparing yourself to putting her in a pedestal. Don't put anybody in a pedestal. That only belongs to your Lord Jesus Christ. She's human. And so she had a condition. And that condition, she tried to work with it her way. Even though there were other ways that she could have handled it, she handled it the best way she could. But it was too late. It was too late. But she gave it a big try. So don't ask me what she died of. She died. And this is the reason why I want to address this really quickly, is because all of us, we're all subject to illness, to decisions that we make. Make the best decision for you. Dr. Day made the best decision for her. I'm making the best decisions for me. My children are making the best decisions for them. My husband is making the best decision for him. And ultimately, as a couple, it will be the best decision for both. Please stop comparing and judging her life to yours. As an 86-year-old or a 50 or 60-year-old, sorry, I turned 60 this year, as a 60-year-old, just look within and find that God in you that will help you grow and help you through everything that you are going through right now, the good, the bad, the ugly. Take time off. I'm taking time off. Honestly, I will be looking forward to seeing all of you at the 2024 Natural Health Summit, the I Am the Solution. This is where we get to practice and get interactive with the things that we're going to do, so that we can make the choice a little easier and easier as each day goes by, each month goes by, each year goes by. I hope something I said today will prompt you to want to choose health for yourself choose to look at yourself and stop looking at everybody else and the choices that they're making. Make the best decision for you, and then take action. Take that next step, and the next one, and the next one, and continue to join us with the Lillian McDermott Radio Show Classroom, day after day, whether it's an old rerun or it's a new premiere or whatever it is. Let's continue to grow together. And I wish you and your family love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day, best year, best day ever.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott Radio Show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to